Hello and welcome back. My name is Poppy and today I'm going to be making a video on a beginner's guide. Um so yeah, first of all, sorry for not uploading in a while. I just didn't feel like it. Second of all, it, most people who watch this video are probably going to be new to my channel, so just wanted to say hi. And then third of all, I'm just going to say that this video is like about like the classes and whatnot and like how to get past Mushtown. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So first of all, you'll see I have multiple slots. I'm doing this on my assassin because I zoom. I run very quickly, which makes this video much easier to make. So when you first start, you will have like no person here. Just say a new adventure. And then when you press play, it will will be able to customize your character. So what should I choose for my skin? Not again. Uh, should I go for realistic or not realistic? Wait, does every single... Oh my god, every single thing has a color. Oh, except the I guess the skin does too. Uh, I guess this? Is there even a difference? Okay, who really has blue hair? Actually, don't answer that.
Skin. Why does everything have this like such pinkish color, even though nearly no one uses it? It's so ugly. I mean, does anyone really have such pink color?
So yeah, once you're done with that, you can start. So when you first start, you will appear on Mushtown. Now I have a very quick way of leveling up. Like this, basically it's this route I kinda do, to level up as quickly as possible. So I'm going to show it to you very briefly before we start. So what you want to normally, as you could see, that's where you normally spawn there. If you come down here, this person will have this NPC will have um quest. NPCs that have a yellow exclamation mark means that they have a quest. If they have a like a glass see-through question mark, that means that you're in middle. You've accepted your quest but are not yet done with it. And if it's a yellow question mark, that means you've completed their quest and you can and that you're ready to accept your reward. So his first quest is to get chicken eggs. Chickens normally are really hard to like hit, and so it might take a while because their hitbox is so weird, and they also tend to hide below mushrooms where you can't really get to them. So yeah, but anyways, once you get through that, he'll give you a letter. All you have to do with that is um, go back to Mushtown, like and talk to this guy. He's the mayor. So yeah, that's it. And then what I normally do is accept her quest because by now you should be level 1. Get some apples from that apple tree because basically how it works is that when you hit it, apples start dropping. So you want 12 apples and then you just give them all to her. Uh, by now you should nearly be level 2, which is good. Um, and then if you, as an additional quest, you can also go back here to the Mushtown Inn. And once you get to level 6, she will have a quest for you. So yeah, that's it. Again, if you want to do that quest, you'll have to do some grinding in Mushtown. I mean, in Mushroom Forest, which I will show you soon. Mm, so yeah, now I'll explain like abilities and stats. So when you level up, you'll realize you have like a 4 here, and you might be wondering what that is. Um, and basically it means every time you level up they give you 3 stat points that you can add and then 1 ability point. So abilities are very self-explanatory. They are abilities which are down here. Every time you do an ability, it takes away your mana, it drains it. And the more points you put into it, the better it gets. If you want to get like more details on like the abilities and stats you should use for each subclass and which are more beneficial, I will be making videos on that shortly. So yeah. And then the stat points, strength does more melee damage, which is when you swing. Vitality increases your health. Intelligence does more magical damage, and it increases your MP, which is this. And then dexterity, which is like the stat that is most commonly used from all the subclass. So mostly all subclass use this. Um, it basically increases your attack speed, critical strike chance, and block chance. As you can see, all of these have like a nature. That just means when you drop a certain weapon, for example, I have a vibrant scrapbow, it gives me plus 13, without me having to apply any scrolls, which is like how you upgrade your armor. Um, so yeah, each of them has a different nature, and yeah, all of these stats don't really matter. There's also perks after you reach a certain amount of stat points for each like stat, different type of stat. So I'll put all the perks in the description so you can kind of make like a build or whatever. So yeah, that's it for the abilities and the stats. Now we'll go over the map and the classes. So to go to Mushroom Forest, which is where you will grind until you're level 6 to get the Innkeeper quest, or just to grind a little bit. It's right here. So the Mushroom Forest, there's really much to it. There's three types of mobs here. There's the baby shroom, the shroom, and the elder shroom. The elder shroom don't really like bother because he by the time you get to level 6 it's easier to just stay where you are. What I recommend is go down this path and then to the left there's this giant hill, baby shroom hill. So yeah, they also drops like random stuff that you can equip later on. um There's also a wooden sword which I forgot to show you. So I guess like I'll put a small clip of like how to get it now on screen. Once you get to level 3 you can use it. So yeah. And to get to Nilgarf, which is like the main city, all you will have to do is like walk over here, like down the path. Now Nilgarf is like the main city where um you it's the main city because that's where most people like PvP and just trade stuff. And it's also the main city because it leads to the sewers, which later leads to the pit, which is where you get most of your end game stuff. So yeah. Um so once you go through the mushroom forest, you go to the clearing, which the mushroom forest. So basically, let's picture the map for now. To the south, to the very south is Mushtown, and then after that, to the north of Mushtown is the the Mushroom Forest, and then above that is the clearing, and then this road which is above the clearing goes to Nilgarf. Now normally if you're like up below, I think level 7, this dude will just punt you, like it says there in chat, and just kill you. So what I normally do is just but you can avoid this completely, so just walk to the left and you're past, really easy. Now the clearing doesn't really have anything besides some chest, so don't really like bother about it that much. yeah. So this is Nilgarf. So once you're level 7, if you're new to the game, um, continue with baby shrooms, or you can go to like seaside path. I mean scallop shores, or basically any place that you find enemies your level. But what I do is just go to the sewers, because even though the mobs can one-shot me, like even if I hit them once and then someone else kills them, I still level up like every kill, which is crazy. So yeah. Now the sewers is here if you want to do that, right? Like under the bridge. Um. So yeah. So this is, as you could see, the path to the clearing. So this is to the north. If you go to the mm, no, this is to the south. If you go to the right, you will go northeast, and if you go to the right, you'll go northwest. Northwest leads to Seaside Path, and northeast leads to the Great Crossroads, which is the center of the world, and it's the place where it connects all like the factions, which are the classes, places, and it connects them all to one single place. So yeah. Also, if you have the innkeeper quest, all you really have to do is come here and talk to this guy. This guy also sells dyes, and you can recustomize your character. So yeah. So as I said, if you go east, northeast, this is the path to the Great Crossroads, which links the Enchanted Forest, which is for mages, the Redwood Pass, which is for warriors, and then Seaside Path, which then connects to Scallop Shores. So yeah, there's also a bank to the northwest, and this is the path to Seaside Path. So what you want to do is go to the Great Crossroads, because I'm going to be explaining the classes now. The Great Crossroads is also a very good to grind, because it has level 7 scarecrows, which give a lot of XP, and they spawn very they have a very high spawn rate. So I actually made a video on like how to get XP very quickly, so you could watch that if you want, if you need help on that. But basically what you want to do is this is the Great Crossroads, right? Follow the path as always, because Mystery actually like put a lot of paths so you know where to go. And now you reach the crossroads inn. The crossroads inn. So there's the mages, which leads to the enchanted forest, which then leads to the tree of life, which is where the mage trainer location is. Then there's Redwood Pass, which then there's the warriors place, which leads to Redwood Pass, which later leads to Warrior Stronghold, and then there's the Hunter place, which leads to Seaside Path, which then leads to Scallop Shores, which then leads to Point Fidelio, which is where the Hunter trainer location is. What are trainer locations, you ask? Well, they're basically the people you talk to join a faction. Also, if you want to join a faction, you need to be level 10, so make sure you are level 10 before you do this. Let's start with mages, because they're to the right. So yeah, this path will lead you to the Enchanted Forest. Um, like the Enchanted Forest, Redwood Pass, and like Scallop Shores, they all have their own enemies, which are pretty low level. And so, if you're like a hunter, just grind at Scallop Shores. If you're a warrior, kill mobs in the Redwood Pass, and then if you're a mage, kill enemies in Enchanted Forest. You don't have to, but it's better. And if you just want to do my tactic, where you just go um, straight to the sewers. Now it is a bit risky, because everything one-shots you, but it's definitely worth it in my opinion, if you're more used to the game and are what are they called? MM MMORPG games. So yeah. This is Gnomeville. Nothing really to this place. So you can just carry along. There's a path like always, as I said. Wisteria like puts paths everywhere, so you know where to go. And yeah, now you're in the Tree of Life. So here's where the mage trainer location is. This is also where Spider Queen is, which is basically through a dungeon, and then at the end you kill the Spider Queen, which is a boss, which then drops eggs, which then you can trade in the Spider Queen's Revenge like shop. So you want to teleport once, and then you'll see this giant stairs. Um, to the if to the right, I guess. This is where you buy all your um, mage gear, and this is where you buy mage runes. Mage runes basically teleport you to the place you buy them. So mage runes teleport you to the Tree of Life, and then the trainer location is right here. So he will turn you into a mage. So obviously I'm not in a mage slot right now, but I'll put a clip of a mage slot on screen now. So yeah. So mages have three abilities. Sadly, they don't have a passive ability like hunters or warriors where you have triple slash or double jump for hunters. Um, Yes, but they do have other pretty good abilities that will serve you for the rest of the game, even end game stuff. So first of all, Magic Missile is not a mage ability; it's an adventure ability that involves magic. So yeah. Then there's Mana Bomb, where you throw a bomb of mana that explodes. Now this purple goo is because I'm using the webbed staff. If I don't use the webbed staff, it won't do that little thing, the acid, which is why the webbed staff is so desired, like especially keen ones, because they're actually like late game staffs. Even though you can get them at level, you can use them at level 25. So yeah. Then there's the blink where you teleport forward. One thing I want to make sure you do is never put more than 1 point into blink, because the other point, like I did this test before, and you probably advance, like you see the size of the stone, like the length, that's how much you increase in 4 points. And if you're going to put any more points into blink, don't put the last point, because the last point just increases your damage if you teleport through enemies. But to do damage with that, you need strength. So basically, the last point is useless. So if you are going to put more than 1 point into blink, which I do not recommend, make sure that you don't put the fifth one. And then there's Thunder Call, where you strike lightning on everyone around you, any mobs. I can't show it now because there's no mobs here, but so yeah, you do that little animation, and then you strike all the enemies around you with lightning. So yeah, that's it for the mage abilities. So that's it for mages. Now we'll go back to the Great Crossroads. So once you made it back to the crossroad in cross the crossroads in now you can go to the warriors. Um, so go up here through the middle. Now the warrior stronghold, which is where the warrior trainer location is way up in a mountain, which normally takes a lot to like climb up. But what I tend to do is the road goes zigzag up the mountain, like, which is actually pretty realistic. Um, and but you can just like cut the road a little bit and go straight. So yeah. So just go up the map. There's also a boss here. He's called the Yeti boss. He actually drops some really good stuff, but he gets over grinded, so like getting anything from him is pretty hard, pretty rare. But just so you know, he spawns right here. So yeah. Um, and so just continue through. And if you feel like you're getting lost, just go straight up, like until you hit the border, because as long as you go up, I feel like you're going to eventually find a road. So yeah. And so this is the portal to the warrior stronghold. Yeah. So normally, if you go through the road, the gate at the end of the warrior stronghold, like around there, at the end of the road, is going to be closed, and there's going to be like a little cutscene saying like, open the door of Asterion is approaching and stuff like that. But I'm actually going to skip that part because there's like a catapult right here, so like a little neat tip for you. There's also another catapult out here if you want. Up here. So yeah. Um, and then the warrior trainer location is right in here. Uh, so yeah, he turns you into a warrior. Again, I'm on a hunter, so I can't show you this, but I'll put like a clip on screen now of like the warrior's abilities. So for the warrior abilities, there's four. There's the passive, which I'll show you now. No, there's five, including the passive. There's triple slash, which is basically this is double slash where you slash twice, and then there's triple slash where you slash three times. You see, I slashed over my head. And the third slash tends to do like double the damage, or like of the second slash, which is a pretty big improvement. So yeah, so it's pretty good, especially for PvP. Then there's the quick slash, which is basically you spin around. I like this ability because you can get a 360 view of everything. Also because its cooldown and MP cost is super low, so you can just spam it when when finishing off an enemy. The only reason why I don't like is it that its range. So imagine I'm trying to hit the wall. If I do it here, it wouldn't hit. I would like my sword would literally have to have contact with the wall, which is pretty bad. But besides that, it's a really good ability. Then there's combat roll, where you roll forward, and I recommend putting all points into this, no matter what subclass you are, because it's such a high mobility move. Then there's ground slam, where you throw yourself um forward and then do a giant, and you the only thing that does damage is actually like the shockwave. You don't actually do damage if you hit the person with your sword, but yeah. And then there's also parry, which I do not have on this account, but basically is you stand still with your sword in front of you. And if any, and for like on the first stage for 1.5 seconds you stay like that, and if anything hits you, any melee attacks hit you, so like special abilities and whatever don't work, you will just parry them back, and so you take like less damage from it, and you do a lot of damage back. So it's like, imagine someone does 1,000 damage, you would only do 800, and you would do like 1,500 to them. Like, this is especially good for PvP, like where you just parry where you can just like parry hunters arrows, and then they just you can one shot them if they have like multiple arrows. So it's really good for PvP, but I don't have it on this slot because I didn't I wanted to put all my abilities on other stuff. Um, so yeah, that's it for the warrior abilities. So yeah, now first of all, the gear where you buy all the gear, warrior gear, is like right here. As you might have realized, first of all, there's no rune here, and I'll get to that soon. But second of all, I just wanted to say that these two are this is a paladin exclusive weapon and a knight exclusive weapon. So basically, this is our exclusives to a certain subclass, and this is exclusive for a certain subclass. So don't buy them if you're not that class, because it's useless. So yeah, I wanted to make that thing clear. And then for the runes are actually right here, which is actually kind of hidden. So some people might not like know this, and it's also like hidden away at the very back. So yeah, just so you know, this is where you buy your warrior runes. And that's it for warriors. Now let's move on to hunters. So once you're back at the crossroad and again, you'll now we can do the hunter class. So obviously the only one that's left is to the left. So let's go. I love how fast I go. It's absolutely amazing. So yeah. Um Now the hunters have absurd amount of territory. Like the seaside path, which later leads to Scala Forest, like Redwood Pass and Enchanted Forest. And then that it's Port Fidelio, which is where hunters are. But in Scallop Shores, they have like is the entrance to the dunes, and in Port Fidelio is how you get to the Forsaken. But I'll talk about them later. So if you go down this way, as you remembered, if you remember, there's like a way to Nilgarf. So yeah, this leads to that place in Nilgarf. But if you don't want to go to Nilgarf and just want to go to the Great Crossroads, you can just go take a right. So now that you're in Scallop Shores, here there are and crabs and rubies that by the literal um Wisteria team. So what I normally do is just um walk through here. Just shoot yourself. When doing this, remember to just hold W so that you don't hit the branches, and then you what you normally would do is like follow this path to go to Port Fidelio, but I want to show you the hunter checkpoint. So if you would have followed the path, you would have ended up here in the hunter checkpoint. She has a quest, and the checkpoint and the dunes is right here. Don't worry about the dunes, because you need to like defeat a bridge filled with level 40 bandits, so it's kind of hard, and you need a party of at least 2 players. So yeah, once you unlock the dunes, there's a lot of stuff. I actually have 2 guides on it, so if you want to watch them, once you are high level enough to do so, you can do so. So anyway, let's go to Port Fidelio now that I showed you the dunes. Ignore that. Sometimes it happens. There we go. So this is where the hunter trainer location is. Um, and I'll also show you where the Forsaken is. Um, so yeah, this is also where you like create your guilds, like right. Uh, so yeah. So just launch yourself and go to like the city, the main city. So what you want to do is go to the Salty Dog Tavern, and then right above that, here's like the hunter shop where you buy the hunter wounds and the hunter gear, and then here's the hunter trainer location. So yeah, um, now since I am actually on a hunter, I can show you like the abilities. So the first one is you just shoot 3 arrows. But let me explain this very briefly. They nerfed arrows so that any additional arrows you get from like dex perks only does have damage. So when you shoot 2 arrows, you're actually shooting like 1.2, 1.5 worth of damage, and when you're shooting 3, you're only doing um 2 arrows worth of damage. But for barrage, it's not like that. All 3 arrows count as max damage, and I'm pretty sure they have like a higher crit chance. But the reason why I don't like it, why I really dislike it, to be completely honest, is that it breaks a lot, and then you can't change, and then you can't like attack anymore. So um, unless it's a class or ranged class, I don't recommend it. Then there's Shunpo, which I've been using the entire time, where you launch yourself forward. This is such a good mobility move and PvE and PvP move. Because like imagine there's dudes in front of you, right, in PvP, and then what you can just do is like catch up to him and slash him, which does a pretty good amount of damage. And in PvE, because if there's like multiple enemies, you can just go through them. Um, and also it's just a good mobility move, so you can just throw yourself everywhere. And then there's Execute, where you stab. This does more damage than Shunpo, which is the thing where you throw yourself, but there's a lot of ending lag, which means when you do the attack, you can't attack, like you're stunned for a while. So that is a thing that you should take in account, especially for like bosses. Uh, and it kind of like gets you tend to not use it that much later on. Um, because the range is pretty bad, but it's a pretty cool ability while it's useful. So I really I think it's good. So yeah, that's it for the hunters. Oh, I also forgot that hunters have a passive of double jump, so they obviously can just double jump. And now for Forsaken. To get to Forsaken, you need to buy a ticket ride from this one dude for 100 silver, which later teleports you to a boat when... No, it doesn't teleport you to a boat. So a boat just comes by, and if you don't have the ticket, you will get just kicked off. And if you do have a ticket, it will teleport once the boat leaves. It will teleport you to the Wayfair, which is the boat's name, which is just like a server where the boat is moving across the water, and then you will arrive to Forsaken Isle. So you can buy here the ticket. The quick tip, which is pretty cool, is that you can see how long it takes, like right here, 4 minutes. So yeah, so that's how you get to Forsaken. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helped you. If you have like any more questions, and because you're like a beginner to Vesteria, I'll be more than glad to do a part 2 to this. So leave any like questions to the comments. Um, and I'll answer them, or if it's a very broad topic, I'll do a video on them. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.